Hello again. So this video is going to be a quick video of setting up the masking. So let's get right into it. I will be using the UEFN that we just set up in the previous video, and go to miscellaneous, data asset, KLS, add a masking data asset. We'll just name it DA UEFN mask. And let's quickly open it. I have a pistol pose. So the first thing that you need to make sure of is that your skeleton is properly set up for masking, which means that your skeleton has the blend profiles, pelvis mask, spine mask, and each one of them has the bones that relate to that. This is exactly the same as the previous versions of KLS, so this is in the documentation. However, there is an extra right clavicle and left clavicle masks, which only have the clavicles, and these are no longer included inside of the hands ones. So they're not inside of the right arm, and they're not inside of the left arm. Not hands, sorry, arms. So uh, right and left arms don't, uh, this is a mistake. The left arm has this, so let's just do that. So left arm mask and the right arm mask. Plus the clavicles, which is just the bones. Right clavicle and left clavicle. After this setup is done, this shouldn't take too long to create them. Blend profile, add blend mask, and select the bones for each one. The naming is really important. You have to name them correctly. The naming convention is pretty simple, just the body part and then a mask at the end. If something is off, just double check your names and double check your bones. Assuming that you have followed the first video and you set up the add KLS skeletal data modifier. If you didn't, you can do it now as well. And now let's go here and look at the important stuff. So let's first start by adding the mask definition. We want for the spine. We want for the right clavicle, right arm, right hand, left clavicle, left arm, and left hand, and the head. Why not? Okay, so the spine, its weight is 1. It's in mesh space, and we're gonna do additive of like 0.4, let's say, for now. Right clavicle, 1, and let's give it some motion, 0.2. Right arm, doesn't have any motion in it, you don't need it. We'll see a little bit why. Left hand, same thing. Right clavicle, 1 and 0.2, just like the left. 1, left hand, 1. And the head will do like 0.5 and 0.5 for additive and override. So this is the mask for this pistol. And if we take a look at the pistol animation, it is a two-handed animation where it expects the hands to stay like that relative to each other. So we'll do the left hand should follow the right and set up the right one. So we have alpha of 1. We'll leave that to component space. We don't need to anything. The translation scale. So the translation scale, since this is in component space, the X is forward, Y is right, and Z is up. So let's do 0.2, 0.2, and 0.2. See how that looks like. We don't need any rotation because we want the hands, the way they're holding the pistol, to not rotate. And let's test it how it is right now. Grab this, and set it here. And hit play. Okay. So there is motion in the arms. We can increase the in and out motion a bit if you want to, as you can see, just on the x-axis. So let's do 0.4. Okay, that is too much now, but you get the idea. Let's assume that now you see how when he moves, the hands move up and down with him. They're following his body. But let's say that you want to aim, but you want the hands to stay in where they are, but you don't want to make the body fully stiff. Up until now, that was the only option, is to stiffen up the body so the hands would stay where you want them to during aiming. But you can, and you stiffen it up by making the spine not move, so making the additive 0. So the idea here is this. This was added to create this effect. So this spine rotation motion filter, you don't need to affect the translation, the rotation motion filter. Let's say that on the x-axis, meaning up and down, the rotation of the pelvis up and down, I don't want it to affect the hands, right? And on the z-axis, when the spine turns from right to left, I also don't want it to affect the hands. And let's reduce this to 0.2. This is 0.1, 0.1. Even this can be 0.1. Actually, let's remove all the motion from the x and y. So to show you as if he was aiming. And you can see now that the hands, oh, what did I mess up? Oh, I actually, we want to leave it on the x-axis because that's the twist. That's the spine leaning to the right and leaning to the left. So you can see that the hands now stay up. They don't go up and down. They don't. So if you were aiming, you want this. The hands go forward and backward a little bit. There's life in them. There's life in his body, in his upper body and everything, but the hands stay where you want them to be. Obviously, there is aiming here, which is another mask that whatever body parts that exist in here, they will override what's in here. So you can have a body part that has 0, 0 in aiming, so to make it move fully in aiming. And that's everything. I encourage you to play with these numbers, test stuff in them, see what works for you, for your own situation. And that should be all for the masking. This is a quick run through. And if you have any questions, again, Discord server's link will be inside of the description, and it's open for everybody. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Goodbye.